I felt so in the moment. That's what I want, you know? I need to learn how to make the things I heard or things I wanted to talk about. I guess I want I want to make music that feels good and that you can also take something away from. You know, like you to make music that has some hidden message or something that you can relate to. Or I want it to be something that it's spiritual in a sense, but also just makes you feel good and has a positive connotation to it.
Artists, producers, instrumentalists, and creators, talking to musicians of all kind. This is our Creator Spotlight.
I always liked music since I was little. I mean, I don't know, but my parents tell me, or my mom tells me, since I was little, I would like write my own songs, and she recorded some, but I've never heard them, so I don't know if that's real or not. I took piano lessons since I was little, and then singing lessons, and I had like my first performance around 8. I felt so in the moment. I mean, I was very young, but I felt natural. Yeah, it was really natural. And the performing aspect of it, I was very shy. I was very shy child and very reserved and serious. I think I'm still am, but very introvert. And somehow, when I performed, I wasn't.
Of course, growing up in another country can change your perspective. Mercedes definitely had a unique childhood.
Growing up in Tijuana was not bad, but it wasn't amazing, I would say. I mean, it was all right. Like, I didn't really see a problem with it growing up. I didn't know any other thing, right? So it was basically school, from school to my house to school. I didn't go out and play outside or anything of that. There was always this sense of, oh, be careful, there's some insecurity, right? That there was a time when I was like, I think 4th grade, when it was like school, home, school, because the city had like its seasons. Like sometimes was like, oh yeah, party, let's go outside, it's all right. Then from some time, it shut down and you just had to be home, and just going out wasn't recommended. So I think the city had always like those phases, you would say, like, which was fine. I never encountered anything bad or anything. It was just pretty lonely, I would say, just myself. Both my parents worked throughout. They still do. They're throughout my childhood. I was like with grandparents until I was like in elementary school or something like that.
Experiences truly make the individual. You'll see her resilience came at a young age.
I mean, it sounds crazy. Like every time I tell that to people, they're like, what? What are you talking about? You went to a different country every day? But I mean, like, I grew up in a border town, so that's very common. Just going back and forth, it's a thing you did. Like, my neighbor went to school with me, and it was pretty normal. But it's tough. It's definitely tough for a kid and for everyone that does it. You have to wake up super early. When you cross the border, there's like huge lines. Like, you have to wait in line to be able to go, and you have to wait for hours. I mean, you're right there. It's like 15 minutes or something, but it turns into 2 hours because you have to like wait. It's this so slow process. and it's very draining for just like growing up in that way, going to school, coming back, you know. So I went to two different high schools. I went to like a Catholic high school my first 2 years, which was fine. It was okay. I wouldn't say it was bad or anything. It was a good school, but yeah, I wanted like more. I just always wanted like something more music involved. I was like, I like this, and then I had this plan in my head, like, oh, I'm gonna do this more. I'm gonna do something with science, right? I'm gonna do like, so it doesn't matter, right? And then I'm there, and I take the music classes there, and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. But I need to go to somewhere they have like more music classes, or they have like more performing opportunities and stuff like that. So I switched and I went to the San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts. It was the same thing, going back and forth, but there, I guess it was like a small step towards knowing what was gonna happen then, like how involved I was gonna get into music. High school was when I was like, okay, I want to do this for real, you know, where I started like when I was more like serious about my singing classes, and wanted to get something out of it, and I wanted to do it. I was like, I don't know how, but I want to do this. I just never admitted it. I was afraid. My parents were scared too. They were always like, what's your plan B? Want to be a doctor? Or maybe you don't leave it, but you can do both, you know, something like that. And so that was my plan, really. I was gonna do both somehow. Then I realized that that's not possible, because this is like super demanding career. You have to put your whole soul into it.
Now, she has a goal and a solid foundation, but the first step is often the hardest. So what's next?
You have to be brave. You have to be very brave to do this. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a career for everyone. You really, really have to want it, and to think this is the only thing you really want to do, right? Because if you always have this other idea, like, if, oh, I love music, but maybe I could also do this, or if you always have like another thing like competing with it, you're never really gonna evolve in it, or you're really not gonna immerse completely in it. So yeah, I realized that when I was like after high school, when I was an adult basically. So I was like, no, I can't do that. It's not gonna work. Like I'm not gonna be able to just do something else that has nothing to do with music for an entire day, and just have like 2 hours a day with it or something like that. It's not, I mean, I'm not gonna get anywhere, I'm not gonna do something that's what I want, you know? I need to learn how to make the things I heard, or things I wanted to talk about, like into a song, and materializing what I wanted to communicate. I was able to somehow get the Berklee thing sorted out, and I went to Berklee the fall. After that, I moved to New York, and I've been here since October. I'm working, I'm teaching, I'm producing, I do sound, I'm performing, just trying to make this work for me. Yeah. So it's a lot.
Mercedes' path is unlike many, and even with this move, creating wasn't easy.
I think my background definitely created some character in me. Like, made me the person who I am now, and it's the person that makes this type of music or a certain type of music. But I think it's more, yeah, it's all about my personality. I'm a person that's very introspective and very, like, I feel so much somehow. And and growing up I was alone a lot, and that, I think that made me think too much, or think about so many different things in life. Just I was by myself, just thinking or about so many things, and it just it came to a point where I was like, this is too much. Like, I think too much, and not necessarily good things, or things that are good. So I try to switch it, and make things that, or make music for me that was gonna get that, clear my mind, or make me look at other things, not just the room I'm in or what I have in front of me.
At the end of the day, it's about the music. Define your purpose, find your sound, and keep creating.
I guess I want to make music that feels good, and that you can also take something away from. To make music that has some hidden message, or something that you can relate to, or have a different perspective, or just dive deeper into your thoughts, or connect with other things. I want it to be something that it's spiritual in a sense, but also just makes you feel good, and has a positive connotation to it.
We asked Mercedes one last piece of advice for young artists.
Even if you don't know exactly, like, the journey you're gonna take, or the path, but you have this passion, and you have this desire to do something in art. It can be in art, or it can be in anything. Just decide that you're gonna do it, and decide as soon as possible, and just do it. Like, you're gonna be scared, and you're gonna have things that maybe coming your way, but if you know that you have this thing, or this ability, or this passion for something, do it, and you'll find the way to make your art eventually, and you'll line up in the right path for you.
Make sure you follow Mercedes wherever you stream your music. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Comment down below and share this with someone who needs some inspiration. Click one of our other videos for more advice on artist development. See you next time.
I'm sorry.
You missed your door. That's alright. Yeah, it's okay. We can do it one more time. Go ahead.